Yo, and welcome to not the homeless war room, because that was no good. Nobody wants to actually fix homelessness because it's actually a prison. And at one point I wanted to abolish prisons, but now I realize there are reprobates who need to be in prison or nowhere so they don't mess anybody up anymore. But it is also not a sin to drink alcohol, right? So I spent less than $20 on alcohol. It's all good. One concurrent viewer, how you doing? I got Taco Bell in the what? The microwave. Yeah, I'm going to give myself cancer by eating Taco Bell. So y'all, please. Mexican food is peasant food, and I am a peasant, so I eat so much Mexican, and I eat fast food, peasant food. Y'all, I just want to have a kitchen. I just want to have a bathroom like a normal person, but I don't, and so I adapt. I write books. I write code for sovereigns. And I do live streams sometimes. Not once drunk before now. Come one, come all. Watch the homeless guy break up on this choppy video. But I have the chat open, as I'll show you in a second. Let me just make sure nothing sensitive is on my screen, because I do have a $9 million business as well. But I'm about to go get my Taco Bell vegan out of the microwave. I'm a vegan. I eat vegan food, except when I'm in the restaurant, I'll sample whatever's on the menu. Let's go, chat. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? The one viewer here. Good to see you from Stardust Simulation. How you doing? Let me get the screen back online. Yeah, don't worry. There'll be a lot of viewers. We'll be chilling. Like, who doesn't want to see a drunk homeless guy eat Taco Bell? So yeah, I didn't drink for like the first years and years of being homeless. But after years and years, like, you know, you lose all of your friends, you lose your entire family system. And how do people get to know each other besides drinking alcohol? Like, they really don't. And so that's why homeless guy gets drunk sometimes. Chilling, doing karaoke. Michael Sanchez, I watch you while I'm at work. What's up? Thank you, sir. All right, so I like Taco Bell. Like, I literally ask for 4 burritos, 4 of my sauces, and they give it to me. 4, no waste, nothing in the garbage. Thank you, Taco Bell, for being the classiest place that I have ever patronized in my time homeless. Starbucks, you got some work to do. You got like a C-. Taco Bell's got an A+ at least. McDonald's never been. Burger King never been. Oh, there's some other local places. Del Taco. Okay, Taco Bell's only got an A. Del Taco's got an A+. I smoked crack in the bathroom, something. At Taco Bell last week. What's up, Steve M? I hope that crack felt good. I don't endorse doing crack or anything like that. But, you know what I do endorse is free will. And if you're doing crack, that means you're a vibrational match to crack. And brother, I would suggest that you start doing some higher vibrational things, like put down the video games, pick up the... God, have you ever milked a cow? I don't know. I'm vegan. I don't eat dairy. Dairy's actually worse than meat. But milking a cow might be worse than crack. I mean, better than crack. Steve M says it took his appetite away. Are you fat, Steve M? Stardust has been listening for nearly a year. Look forward to... Man, thank you, sir. Stardust Stimulation. I know I don't got too many daily videos these days, but I gotta shake this thing up like a margarita. So I'm gonna be chilling in the workspace for a while, obviously, until I can get back into my housing situation. It's still light outside. Cheers. Yeah, I'm not going to be drinking anymore, but I am definitely feeling good. I thought I'd do this because alcohol is not illegal. I'm chilling. I got somewhere to be for a few hours right here. And I'm drunk on 100% tequila. Tequila, I was drinking with squirt and limes. And I had some tequila and grape juice and soda water and limes. Stardust Simulation says they be getting the bell as well. What do y'all think about Satan's Little Season? You see my recent videos about that? Like, who knows what happened 249 years ago? I'm not like religious on that, but I grew up with some crazy, like, I would be a stonemason if we still built stuff like the Capitol buildings. You know what I mean? Imagine if they just like broke that stuff with just like big ol' like rods, like boom, big ol' mallets, boom, boom. Now we got the next block for the state capitol, boys. Let's go. Yo, every lie will come to the surface. We got 2 viewers, probably those homies in the chat. We've had 4 people. A couple of people were like, nah. Bro, oh my goodness. What's y'all's favorite karaoke song? You ever do karaoke? You know what we need is like chat like Zoom where you can like bring in some speakers. Does YouTube have anything like that, or do you got to use something like Steam Deck? Freebird. What do y'all think of when you think of drunk homeless people? Been years, but I was thinking about doing by Crash Test Dummies. Dang, I wish I could comment something else on that, but like the memory of what I said like 3 minutes ago before this thing live streamed to you, and then you chatted, and then you sent it back to me. I'm like, dang, what does that even mean? Doing Taco Bell? Man, and every drink I got was like a double too, so it's been like 3 hours, man, crazy. It's like I'm in college again. Cause yeah, I haven't really so yeah, we got, let me just show you what's going on here. It's the name of their most popular song, a 90s kid. Word. Dang. I am chillin'. Yo, do that song though. If you can do any karaoke, it's better than like 90% of people. Like most people will be like, yo, I got some karaoke ideas, but I'm way too scared. Yeah, so I did the Eve 6 song, Inside Out. I would swallow my pride, I would choke on the rind. Hella degenerate, I know it's a hella degenerate song. Finally, I can comment. I don't know, says Andrew Lawrence, I don't know where to begin. Yo, my name's Harlan, Andrew. Spooge is inexplicable and basically a random, meaningless output from a computer program. And for a long time, I felt like, yeah, the brain is basically a computer. But now, no, the brain is not basically a computer. So my random output, my arcane output, it might not be Spooge, but I felt like it was when I was in high school, and I kept the name. So content, cool, we get behind the scenes, yeah. This isn't even behind the scenes. This is like totally random. This is like Spooge goes on, this is like Harlan goes on vacation. Cause this is not like, it's not like I go to the bar and do this every day. Nah. Maybe like I did it like a week and a half ago, or half a week ago. And then before that, it was like 2 months before that. And before that, it was like 2 months before that. But I never put it on. But remember when I did the FSPCCCST swear words? I'm like, yo, I swear sometimes. Let me just do this for the record. FSPS. Nah, I'm not holier than thou. Yo, drinking is not a sin. Swearing is not a sin. And it's important to know, like, yo, you feel like you drink all the time and you're living in sin, so you might as well do more sin? Nah. Drinking isn't a sin. What's up, 5 concurrent viewers? Nah, drinking isn't a sin. Just because you drink doesn't mean do more sin. Because drinking isn't even more sin. It's just don't even start sinning after you've been drinking. But a lot of people, myself included, think like, yo, I go out and drink, I might as well do more sin. But drinking isn't even sin. It's just like, you ain't got a wife and kids yet. Once you got a wife and kids, your drinking is done. Then it's missing the mark for sure. But if you're just a prince, you're just being wily, let's go. Let's go. All right. Let me read the chat for a sec. Been years, was thinking about doing. It's the finally I can comment. Who would get behind the scenes? I know you was Same sentiment. I'm happy to get the chance to engage. SpongeBob. You have been there many times. What's up? Why you quit making apps and never put any products out? Blasphemy. Blasphemy is a sin. You live with a lot of sin. Why did I quit making apps? All right, Andrew Lawrence, why did I quit making apps? Did I quit making apps? But here's the thing. There's coding apps, and then there's producing apps. Producing is to make a product of. To make a product is to make a business is to make product market fit. So product and market fit, PMF. So I have to make my product fit the market. Apps 100% are not products. I have 10 apps that are not products. I've got 2 products that include an app. Does that make sense? So quit making apps, nah. Working on products, focusing on my products that are apps, focusing on just products in general. I didn't quit making products. Did I quit making apps? Apps are my own thing, but also some of my apps are products. So I didn't quit making apps by any means. I live with a lot of sin. Sayer also says, I don't usually drink, but I have a beer tonight. I never seen any complete. Another 20 minutes of talking in circle. All right. We know who Andrew Lawrence is. All right, Andrew Lawrence. Go look at my Gumroad. You'll see the Notes app. If you don't think the Notes app is complete, I don't know what to say because, yeah, apps have multiple versions. Is it V2 complete? Nah. Is it complete as a product? Yeah. Social app? Is it bundled up and ready to download and use? Yeah, it is. So there's 2. Just go to my store. You'll see 2 complete products ready to go. But you know what? You're a doubting Thomas. And you're not being blocked for what you're saying, but you're being blocked because you're a doubting Thomas. And that's a person who, no matter how much I argue, cannot be pleased. So, thank you for your alleged contribution, sir. Goodbye. You cannot talk on this channel anymore because I see your spirit. Stardust Simulation says, I'm not tech savvy, so I try my best to comprehend what you are aiming to do. You know what? You are also a doubting Thomas, and you're not straight up banned, but you are timed out for 24 hours because I'm not 100% sure about you. But y'all are doubting Thomases. Those are not welcome here because all they come to do is argue, scoff, mock. It's not a rational person. It's basically an empty vessel. If you're not empty, you got to get right with Christ. You got to start lifting. You got to start eating right. You got to start putting down the wrong things. You got to start engaging people with right. You got to start engaging people right. Oh, this is where you start worrying people. Yeah, I see what y'all are, and everybody does too. Y'all think you're smart and clever coming on here? This is, I'm a love bomb you a little bit, and then I'm gonna give you a little bit, and then I'm gonna make sure everybody knows. I'm so worried for you. It's fine to have disagreement. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you, Doubting Thomas, for validating me right before you're timed out for 24 hours. Because y'all got tactics, including, what is it called again? Yeah, y'all know. Not everyone is against. Okay, you're also, I don't know who you are. You didn't say hi. You're being rude. You're going in timeout. Yeah, I see what y'all are doing. You can get like 10 people and you'll be like, oh, all he does is ban people. See, y'all got me because homeless guy is getting drunk. Homeless guy is drunk, so everything he does is an error in judgment. Being drunk is not a sin. Who else? Pretty much everyone here is either blocked or in timeout. Because you know what? You can't. You see the word homeless and you get all these ideas, but you're wrong. You know what? First generation college student gets drunk on camera. What do you think about that? Oh, that's completely different, but we already know you're homeless. And it's already all on video, so like we got the evidence anyway, so we can scoff, mock, and do all those biblical things that the non-human vessels do. Who's talking? Y'all think you're going to send me to a mental institution. I know what y'all want to do. More people homeless now than ever before. Word. Yes, sir. Thank you, Michael Sanchez. Yeah, more people are homeless now than ever before. And you know what homeless means? Does it mean I live in a tent? I've never one day lived in a tent. You know one thing Open Table Big Time lied about? When they changed court venues, how could they change court venues? Lie to the court and tell them that I live in a tent in a city that I've never lived in except when I had an apartment in Mountain View, California. And I've stayed in hotels in Mountain View, California. How many nights have I spent in a tent? 0. How many nights have I spent in a tent in Mountain View? Can you use logic? 0. What does the court, under penalty of perjury, say? Where does this guy live? In a tent in Mountain View. How many nights have I lived in a tent in Mountain View? What is that called? Perjury. Where did they get that info? They made it up. How tall did they say I was? Perjury. Christopher Truxler, no longer with Seyfarth Shah LLP after that trial. Did he get fired? Did he quit to do something better? Did he get fired? And did this Michael guy clean it up for these guys? This is the tequila, absolutely speaking. But you know what? Going on 8 years homeless, this is my first time coming on any social media anywhere under the influence of alcohol. These guys are going to jail. These guys are going to prison, bro. These guys are going to prison. You know why they have soap on a rope? So people don't stick it in these guys' butt with God's permission. These guys know what they've done. You know how long Joseph was in prison? 7 years. You know how long, 40 years in the desert. 3 days after Moses dies, these guys crossed the Jordan because Moses, he split the sea, but he blocked their blessings. So there's some blessing blockers in my life. Yeah, I'm not being blessed right now. I'm being blessed and people are trying to siphon in God's nose. I got to get out of this situation to where I can receive my blessings. Drinking alcohol is not a sin. That's not a blessing blocker. I'm telling y'all. What's happening? What's up? More people homeless. What's up, Bigfoot? Yeah, sorry for the huge monologue. I should be welcoming people. I realized my mistake. Nothing wrong with tents, but yeah, I'm not in a tent. That's cool. I lived in a tent. What's up? What fraud? I didn't do fraud. What are you talking about? Not my God. I don't know who y'all are, but y'all are both also. What fraud did I do? Removed? Not my God, also removed. Goodbye. I don't know or care about you. So this is my new theme of just Banning everybody who comes to my chat. What's up? Think you can make it? You holy? Oh my god, this guy's so unhinged. He's blocking all the doubting Thomases. What's up, Braxton Bell? I think I remember you. I don't know what N means, though. Wabe says, "Preach, brother." Yes, sir. How you doing? I hope you're a friend and not a mocker and scoffer who's coming in with some love bombs at the beginning. Who knows what a love bomb is? Type 1 in the chat if you know what a love bomb is. And you're not blocked. You love bombers, you scoffers and mockers, you doubting Thomases. Some of y'all are just in timeout for 24 hours, but friends with Foot. I don't know who Foot is. I know some foot model who was trying to get with me. I was saying no. She might have been okay, but whatever. I bet she was pretty cool. But yeah. Yeah. Getting with and being cool are like two separate things. You know what's super cool and good is this bean burrito, fresco style, add rice, complete protein, vegan, good stuff. Friends with Foot, Andrew's Foot. I think I might have just timed out Andrew, but we'll see what happens. Money, Azimuth Business Center, money is the transfer of energy. Yes. Just like narcissistic abuse is the transfer of energy. So gross. But also, you can pray over bad energy stuff. Like, what if Jesus had a video camera and a nice microphone? I bet there would be some outtakes. Now, he's without sin, but that's the thing. Like, did Jesus drink wine or did he just make wine also? But he also was like a carpenter for like 30 years. So did he ever like just drink too much wine? Sometimes? Every now and then? Yeah, I'm chilling. I got like a good place to be until this all wears off. Don't even worry about it. So, like, what makes a good live stream? Proverbs 13:4 says, "The soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied." Now I'm hungry. Peace says, Wave, get some food. And A, be diligent so you'll be richly supplied. Now, Is someone who drinks alcohol once a week a sluggard? Once a month a sluggard? Every single day a sluggard? I'd say definitely. Once a week? Middle of the week? Maybe. End of the week? Definitely not. This is my middle of the week. So, am I a sluggard? Have I drank it every day in the last month? Nah. When's the last time it wasn't the end of the week that I drank alcohol? Months and months. Like, very rare. Almost never. And basically only if it's free. And I got plenty of free alcohol today, and I paid less than $20 for the alcohol that I drank. So, Bigfoot Collective says 2 Thessalonians 3:10. If anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. Yo, yeah, definitely I agree with that. And does it by any stretch of the imagination seem like I'm unwilling to work? Oh, you won't get 2 jobs. Oh, have I not told you about my logistics? Oh, you're drinking alcohol tonight. That means you could have 2 jobs. Oh, you sluggard. Let him not eat. I feel ya. I hear ya. I know what you're saying, but it doesn't apply here. It's like the guy who told Nomad Push, hey man, what about all those people who gave you money and now you're renting an RV? You're just like screwing up your van life fund because you're renting an RV is part of R&D. There's a whole life cycle. It's like a product is more than just coding an app. An app is a part of a product. So, okay, they gave you $7,000 to get a van, and now you're renting RVs and different kinds of vans to like see what's up. You sluggard! You who will not work? What? Is having that channel not doing work? All props to Nomad Push. He's doing hella work. He's got to do his research and check out his different stuff. That one comment made him feel bad. Y'all who don't have channels, y'all don't put yourself out there. Y'all don't. Yeah, I know it. Yeah. Nomad Push is he got hella comments saying, bro, you got to do you got to try this stuff out. Like, you're not wasting money. Don't let that one guy make you feel bad. Proverbs 21:17. Whoever loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich. Bigfoot Collective, are you trying to say because someone drinks once in a while, all these things are against them? I'll still read them. Proverbs 19:3. A person's own folly leads to their ruin, yet their heart rages against the Lord. Azimuth Business says, no one can define work for someone else unless they are writing the check. Facts. You know what, too? Job just over broke versus work. Work is what is defined on your heart for. So yeah, I said on my video, like, maybe it was one that I didn't upload. Maybe I did. Because I've been recording hella videos and not uploading them. But basically, work is what is written on your heart, and a job is just over broke. Like what you need to do to pay the bills. So like, I need to keep whatever job feeds me. I think it was probably the last one I uploaded, just saying like, do I have faith in God? Actually, no, because I did not follow what was on my heart to quit my job months ago. Like, I've kept going because I need like 50 more bucks. This shift is 50 more bucks. That's a couple days of food. Does it seem like I'm like, oh, yeah, if you want to like doubt me and say, oh, I'm following pleasure. Oh, I have folly. I'm just like, bro, you're like not even watching the context because, oh, You're chasing pleasure because like on average once every like since I've been homeless, on average less than once every 6 months. Easy. Once every how many times I've been out to drink, how many months have I lived here? Once every like 3 to 6 months since I've lived in this town. Not at all for the first year. Come on, chasing pleasure, folly, come on. Yeah, I've been drinking now, and that's like coming out having drank a little bit, but chasing pleasure because, you drink every now and then. Come on. Pharisee, get out of here. You know what, Bigfoot Collective? You're quoting scripture, so I don't even want to time you out. But for the Spirit, Pharisees quote scripture too. You know what, brother? You're in timeout for a day. Thank you for the scripture. Goodbye, Pharisee, for a day. Efficiency usually leads to productivity. See, Michael Sanchez. You know, man, alcohol is hella a stimulant. I ain't even lying about that. I'm not pretending to not be drinking alcohol, am I? I'm not like someone on the podium like, I'm sober. 0 times. Come on, friends. I put in the title, Drunk Homeless Guy. Get out of here with that Pharisee stuff. Why would Jesus make wine out of water if it was a sin? Think harder. What's up, 6 concurrent viewers? Who is here in the house? Who is new? Who's been here before? What y'all up to? Airbnb is better. Azimuth, yeah. I moved to, yeah. I'll do Airbnb for 30 days. 30-day Airbnbs. I'm not doing... But yeah. Because of the... It can be, because it can also not be, though, because of what's around. Like, you at a hotel or motel, you got breakfast in the basement or the first floor by the lobby. At a Airbnb, you just got, you got the whole place, that's great. If you got roommates, it's like a room to rent. You got your space in the fridge or whatever. Stops being less good than a hotel. So if you got your own place on Airbnb, it's better. And it's in a good neighborhood and everything. But if you're like Airbnb in some random back road and you don't have the house all to yourself, which I haven't done. I've done Airbnb on a back road where we got the house all to ourselves. Sweet. Michael says Jesus was tempted. But also, Michael, drinking alcohol is not a sin, period. It's not kingly. And I'm not a king. Where's my queen? Once I got my girl, I'm not going to quit for her. I didn't drink for like a half a decade. I don't need to drink. I loosened my belt. I'm like, bro, I work in an industry where we drink all the time. Like, I'm at least going to like partake sometimes. And is it a sin? It is not. Where's my queen? She isn't here yet. How do I meet my queen? By meeting people. How do I meet people? Many, many, many ways. My coworkers, we're all busy. We're all doing 2 or 3 jobs on the clock. Okay, after hours. I'm not joining them ever. Like, I've joined them just a few times. Am I explaining myself right now? In a way, but it's for the greater good of, like, people who work at a bar and are single. Is it a sin to Have some drinks with your coworkers. No, it is not. You get to know your coworkers better off the clock. Okay, so you do that. You get married. Are you still having drinks with them? You know what? They understand when you say no. They're not pressuring anybody to do anything. And by the time I have a wife, I'm not going to be working this life anymore. Like, I'm going to be bigger and better by the time she gets married to me. So there's not going to be any reason to drink alcohol. It's not even that I'm chasing pleasure. It's just like, this is where I am on earth right now. This is what I'm doing. Chill, man. Trying to judge. Get out of here. Jesus was tempted. I'm in an Airbnb most of the time, says Azimuth, back in the vehicle by the end of... Oh, I didn't know you were in the vehicle, Azimuth. Word up. Andrew says, poverty and disgrace come to him who ignores instruction, but whoever heeds reproof is honored. But you don't need reproof. You delete. I don't delete comments. I block people and the comments get deleted. All right. That's my official answer. Have I ever deleted a comment? No. Have I banned people or blocked people? Yes. And that automatically deletes their comments. I do not like that. I will put a YouTube feature request to not delete comments of people who are banned. So I thought I already put Andrew in timeout, so they might have 2 accounts or something, or maybe I accidentally clicked 5 minutes. But he's not in timeout for what he's saying. He's in timeout because he is a doubting Thomas. Nat Free says, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, have a Guinness for them Irish boys. What's up, Nat Free? This Andrew guy seems unhappy, says Michael Sanchez. Nat Free says, what brand shirt is that? Honestly looking for a white summer shirt. Sovereign Gamer and Troublemaker says, Andrew sounds very weak. Thanks, y'all. He's only on a 24-hour timeout. And yes, it says his comments were deleted. You know what? I really hate that the comments get deleted by YouTube. So you called me on that, but you've agreed and made me inflamed with YouTube to the point where I don't want these comments to be deleted either. I wish they would stay. I do wish the comments would stay. I just want the person to not talk anymore. But that's what YouTube does. Hey, you know what? iSpooge Live, that's my platform. You want that? You make a feature on my platform. You code it yourself, but also if you give me money, I'll code it into my platform, because people who are timed out and blocked, their messages should not be deleted. And in my version of live stream, that will be the case, because they were there and then I blocked or banned them. Goodbye, but I wish their comments were still there. And the brand of shirt is... Thank you for the question, Nat Free. One sec. I'll give you the exact Amazon link to the product, and no affiliate, because I gotta same thing. I gotta go to San Francisco to verify that, my identity, because my address is in San Francisco still. Thank you for bearing with me, y'all. I looked at your store the other day. Doubting Thomas was ultimately a very... Am I wrong about Doubting Thomas? If I'm wrong, then I will stop saying that. I'm sorry. It was just something that kind of came to me the other day. I'm sorry if I'm wrong there. What I'm thinking about is there is a word in the Bible where it says, Like basically like talk to everybody freely, fairly, like with all your heart, except for these doubting people. There are these doubting people who come to you. They're basically reprobates, and you can't throw away your energy on that. I'm signed out of this. One sec. I think I can hack it out of my Gmail. I also got signed out of Twitter on my main profile too. Like, it must be, I don't know if it's something with the browser cache stuff or something, but yeah, I've mostly ordered this shirt off of Amazon. It is the Knitagoot men's Henley neck. Let me see if I can get a link off that. Yeah. One sec. I do like the videos, waxing spiritual, the stream of consciousness stuff. You do have a good head on my shoulders. Thank you, sir. Asimov says I'm going to have money soon. I need an app or program set up. Asimov, you kept saying $ when you come onto a stream. Why would you say that? Did you give me money on Venmo and I didn't say anything about it? Or like, why did you keep putting $ there like that? Is it because you're like trying to... You tell me. Sorry, I keep on putting some guesses on, but... I got the link to the product that I got on right now. One sec. No, that's not it. Sorry. I took out too much of the link. I wanted to take out the tracking. One sec, I'll get you the real link. H equals simp item image. Lol. It's an item image for simps. I don't know. I hope that will get you there. I'm sorry if there's still tracking in it. Let me try actually. Bro, I've got 2 Taco Bell burritos going on. Let's go. Give me them so good at lunch. I got 4. 2 for then, 2 for now. I saved $5 not going to Starbucks on this instant coffee though. So there's that. Oh, homeless guy just throws away money like van life push renting his RVs and stuff. Let me finish one. Sorry, spaced out a minute. I'm going to paste the name as well because this is going really slow. I thought the link would just open. I think I closed my chat window. Sorry, guys. One sec. I've been all the way down. I'm getting money now, but not enough for investing. just like 2 steps ahead. Word. Word, word. Heck yeah. Keep going, bro. When I was younger, I didn't know God was with me and I was doing God's thing. Like, I didn't drink alcohol until I was like almost 21. But I think like the grace remained for a long time because it started getting, yeah, when I was like into my, like after college, God's grace might have started to wear off. But before college, I owned a house. I sold my house to go to college. So I was like hella blessed. I was so blessed. Like, life was so good. After I got to San Francisco, yeah, the blessings might have been taken away. Nothing gay. I know San Francisco is the gay capital. Nah, don't even worry. Nothing gay. Nat Free says, thanks, man. Good style. Chillin'. Yeah, man. Like, even if I know what was wrong, like, why my blessings were taken away, that's a hella personal thing. I don't think anyone needs to say why their blessings are taken away. Like, as long as they know, God knows they know, they're chilling, they're doing good, they want forgiveness, they have done repentance, they've stopped and changed directions. Not everyone wants it. Some people don't stop. And God just stops talking to them. So they're not hearing stop, stop, stop. No, they heard that and they're like, "Nah, I'm keep going. Bye-bye. Bye, Daddy. Yeah. I don't need you anymore." Nah. If I was drinking too much, I'd know for sure. And yeah, I've known. I've been told, man. I've know. But that doesn't mean you can never do it again, OMG. Nah, just like chill for a while. Once you get past it, don't talk about the past. People, yeah, dig up skeletons. The future. I could take that advice, Azimuth. Cheers for that, man. Thank you. Yeah. Once you get past the past. I mean, I'm past the past. Here's the thing, though. And I could be, like, overcompensating or, like, being too conservative, but so there's the law and then there's the legal system. So like law-wise, spirit, legal system, earth-wise, inversion of the spirit. But also God works through the earth, so karmically, cause and effect-wise, whether the evidence shows it or not or whatever, it's right. So internally, spiritually, you're past it. But in terms of the earth, you have to feed yourself. And so you feel like spiritually, I'm past it. But earth-wise, this is stopping me from eating and planting my seeds. So like, I'm past it, but I need to make more money. And to make more money, I need to go back to what I did when I made like 1,000% more money, which I did. Like, I worked hard. Like, I deserved that 10 times my salary. I did. Because me versus 10 of my coworkers, who's making more money? Like, okay, so I learned a lot more being out here. So it's like business school in a way. How much have I lost out here? In terms of salary, call it $200K a year 9 years ago. 1.8 mil. So just in salary with no raises, I've lost 1.8 mil. What's up, Kyle Zane? How you doing? So yeah, I'm past the past. But where's my 1.8 mil? God's got it. That's with no growth. That's assuming 9 years ago, I stopped growing. I would still have 1.8 mil. Where is it? God's laying it up somewhere, in my opinion. Now, yeah, people get raises. Ooh, 3% per year. Ooh, that's a lot of money in terms of 1.8 mil with no raises. You feel me? Kyle Zane says, how are you? Yo, I'm good. You see what the title says? I'm about Balmer Peak land, but except on the... Yeah, you feel me? There's only now. I'm in Balmer Peak land. How are you, Kyle Zane? You know what the Balmer Peak is? It's on XKCD. Go to work every day, get 1.8 mil. Yeah, 3% is like less than a yearly raise. People are like, oh, I got a 5% yearly raise. Oh, I'm so oppressed. What? 5% of 1.8 mil without any raises? Are you kidding me? You're so oppressed. Is it worse than a dishwashing job? Because that's what I do day in, day out for like $80 a day or less. Like maybe 100 if it's a big day. Come on. I used to make more than $100 an hour. Let's go. If they want to give me longer breaks and shorter days and have me work 6 days a week instead of 5 for the same paycheck, they can do that. Even though I'm starting a business, I ain't saying no. Are you kidding me? You telling me I could get $550 instead of $475? Let's go. That's like 20% raise, dog. Let's have that extra day. Yeah, it ain't a lot, absolutely, but relatively 20% more. Let's go. That's how you got to think. Think in percent. I got a 90% decrease in my pay, and people are still looking at me the same way, like I'm supposed to be doing all the same things. Like I can apply to the same jobs I made when I made 10 times more money than I make right now. Are you kidding me? I got a double-sided belt. Yeah, you make $1 million a year and you do too? Yeah, double-sided belts are awesome. Let's go. Sugar Bears 1777 says, what's up, Harlan? I'm staying at a casino resort this weekend. I'm in Black Hawk. Probably shouldn't gamble, but I have turned $3 into $18K in 2 weeks. Here's my approach on gambling. Yo, I gambled on my 18th birthday with $20, and I turned it into $34 at that same casino. So if I went back, because I haven't done anything, if I went back to that casino, that was Minnesota southeast suburb, not Blackberry, not Black Hawk, not Black Bear, Mystic Lake Casino, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Mystic Lake Casino. So if I go to Mystic Lake Casino, I got $34 in my pocket. Let's see if oh, dang. Yeah, I could go to Mystic Lake with $34. I just got to fly to Minneapolis, and I'll take their free shuttle. I'll spend $34, and if I lose it, whatever. And if I make G's, heck yeah. Nobody beats the house though, right? Ooh, so I've beat the house by how many percent? What's 14 over 20? I'll leave that as an exercise to the reader. But yeah, I beat the house by a lot. Like 30%. Kyle says, I got a 3.4% raise and I'm a dietary aide at a hospital. A dishwasher job is a lot of work. Are you gassy, lol? No, I'm not gassy. Logically, I'm gassy. Like, I'm gassed up. Because I drank lots of tequila. But yeah, my $34 gambling budget could win me thousands. And I meant to say so that's my view on gambling. Take $20 to a casino, and if you lose it, you lose it. And if you win, you win. To be fair, says Steve Bear 777, I also had 150 in free play. That's really where this blessing started from. Just had $3 in my wallet. All right. See, that's the homeless person who had relatives. People are like, yeah, it's so easy to get out of homelessness. If you have 6 sisters in the area, if you got aunts and and high school friends in the area, yeah, so easy. Just do that. Bruh. I'm 3 hours outside of where I lived for 10 years after college, where I disappeared for a few years. I went back to Minneapolis a year ago. I had a few people I could talk to still. And my dad, who I'm not even going to say. He has his stories, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, I've been in the Bay for a decade after college. Like, oh, just go back home? Home is the Bay. There's a proverb like 34 or something that says, call not your brothers far away in a time of turmoil, or, some word like turmoil. I called my brothers far away in Minnesota, and oh my goodness, was that proverb right. Sugar says, Kyle says, true. When you eat a lot of beans, Kyle asks, am I gassy? When you eat a lot of beans, one of my first vegetarian friends in college, he said once you eat a lot of beans, your stomach gets the enzymes for it. Because he would eat so much beans, he would make refried beans at home. At where? Homeless guy wasn't always homeless. Homeless guy went to college and had roommates in college who made beans at their house. Oh my God. Homeless guy had friends who made beans at home. Yeah, he was a vegetarian, very good guy. Taught me a lot. He told me, yo, don't wash the cast iron, just wipe it off. What is this? Not wash it? What? Okay, sir. Yes, sir. So he said, yo, you eat a lot of beans, you don't gotta fart too much. Alright. True. Confirmed. Oh, Taco Bell. No. Someone's gonna make a clip of that for sure. Taco Bell lizard. Oh. Post a fart compilation. Yo, These videos are on the YouTube license, so if you want to do that, anyone's free to make a channel, like, and just like make clips or whatever you want to do. And if you use my video, it's legit because it's on the YouTube standard license, so you can just download it, clip all the farts, put it up there. Like, even, I'm not trying to take down critique and analysis. I didn't even watch those videos. Forget it. Can't stop people. I'm sick of beans, says Brokeback Mountain. Haha. Too funny. But Brokeback Mountain guys, I bet they had some unhealed wounds. Gotta resolve those. Bro, Nat Free asks if could be a superhero or villain, who would I be? I would be myself. And you can determine yourself if I'm a superhero or villain. One sec. One sec. One more little bit, like under 2 minutes. Yo, Dave Johnson, we see ya. Welcome. Sugar Bear says you're pretty lucky to have 24 access. Heck yes, sir. Blessed. Thank you, God. Most High Creator, not this world stuff. Let's go. This experience. Gotta like dial in the lights. We got so many plants. Thank you to God, but thank you to the founder who he worked through, obviously. Because, yeah, God said, this guy's like on this roof in this flood, and he's like, God, please send some help. I mean, please save me, God. He didn't say send some help. He said, save me. And God sends a helicopter. And he's like, nah, man, God's got me. He sends a boat. Nah, man, God's got me. Another boat. Nah, man, God's got me. And then he drowns. God lets it happen. And he sees God. He's like, God, what did you do? Where were you? It's like, bro, do you remember that helicopter and those boats? Come on. Dave says 1 in 10 people in my city are eating out of dumpsters. Good Lord. Can you talk about your book? Hey, Dave. Yeah, your live says Nat Free. Urban Camping Pro. Let me get that link out of history. The book is the first layer of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The basic needs before security, just like straight up what do you got to do to survive. The draft that's out right now could use more detail, but it is out there. GitHub.com. Urban Camping Pro. And I wrote it for people who unexpectedly found themselves in the situation, as well as people around them. Thinking about authorities, police, judges, social workers. I won't be made to feel guilty for not doing more to share it or anything like that. Yes, I could have done more for sure. But, like, did I put it out as soon as I could? Multiple copies? Yeah, I did. They're there. Did I put a link to it from my Gumroad store? Yes, I did. I said I'd give the full PDF link, but yeah, the Gumroad store has the link to one click away from the PDF. You just go down to where it says .pdf and you download it. Sorry if that wasn't clear enough, y'all. So there's the full PDF, and if you actually do want like the description and stuff, here's what's on the Gumroad page, the second link. So yeah, I hope nobody got messed up because I didn't give the whole PDF link, but if you scroll down on the page that I do link to, you can find .pdf. And so, yeah. Now you can get it yourself for free right now. And then talk about it. One sec. Let me open it up. That'll probably be better than just talking off the top of my head. So yeah, alcohol is a masculine drug. So like I'm just like taking action, right? Not like, oh, let me think about the best download solution. That's a feminine. No. I just screwed myself. So yeah. So alcohol, you might not think before you do. You might just say stuff and then you mess yourself up and somebody takes a clip. But then you put the clip in context and you're like, oh dang. I mean, this is called like Drunk Homeless Guy, and he just realized that he messed up by speaking too soon because it's a masculine drug. I'm going to share my screen real quick. And I will make the video clear, visible. Clear came out instead of visible. That's too funny. Knowing words is cool. So the approach is dump all thoughts and form an organization. So writing and editing are 2 steps. Ernest Hemingway said, write drunk, edit sober. Editing's the serious business, step 2. So yeah. Dump all thoughts. So that's actually writing. Put all thoughts related to a section down. Reorganize paragraphs that overlap. This is just like meta, not what it's actually about. But it is because it's basic needs. And actually one of the basic needs is writing. You got to self-express. So during pandemic, I broke it into 2 sections. It should actually be called like basics and not luxuries necessarily, but like efficiency or something. So first step is electricity. So during pandemic, I could not go to libraries or cafes anymore. And I realized, oh dang, I have a 30-watt solar panel and I'm in San Francisco. How good is solar in San Francisco, y'all? West of the fog line where I was for sure. Because I was just 5 blocks from my old place on 48th and Irving or Judah by the N train. Right by the beach. How foggy was it there? So foggy. So how good solar work? Not good at all, right? Here, solar's awesome, and rent is $800 a month for a studio. And somebody in my life was like, "Yo, why are you choosing to be out there when you could just move into a place? You make the same as other people in the industry. You could definitely afford a place." And I'm like, "Yes, I could. I just have to save like $5K. I've saved at most $3K." They're like, "Do you have it now?" I'm like, "Nah. I mean, I have at one point, but now I'm just buying stuff like shirts and getting my basic needs met instead of trying to not get my oil changed and allegedly save up to $3K. Nah, then one week I got my oil changed and I spent like a ton of money. And I've had the same amount of money ever since, meaning I'm breaking even. And if I got an apartment, I would sell a bunch of stuff. I would not have as many bills. What? Homeless people don't have bills? I went off on a tangent, but you know what? That tangent covers all of these things because the basics, where does a homeless person get water? How do they move? Do they have a bike? Where do they go potty? How do they brush their teeth and when and where? Where do they sleep? Bathing. Daily hygiene, how do you do your hair shaving, all these things. Where do you put your waste? See what I'm saying? This is just without even electricity. I talk about it. How do you entertain yourself without electricity, my friends? Could you even do that? That's the cost of the book right there. Look, page 30. Let's face it, a small part of each week is devoted to entertainment. Let's face it, y'all. Let's face it. A little part of each week is devoted to entertainment. Am I wrong? Bro, months without it. Nah, what is is watching the birds entertainment? Yeah. I love watching the birds. They seem to enjoy my presence as well. Break law for a 16-hour work day. Break law. I'm talking break legalese, though. For a 16-hour work day, leaves or amounts. Oh, there's a typo. Called myself out for around 2.5 hours of time off in a 16-hour day, y'all. If you work for 16 hours, you got 2.5 hours off. That's by legal, though, not law. But let's go. Structure it in a way that makes sense. Drinking alcohol is not part of urban camping except on occasion where housing is available for the better part of a week. Ooh, calling myself out. Better part of a week to recover, and the cost of the drinks is paid by another party. Ooh, busted. Broke my own rule. Every dollar counts when living this frugally. Busted. Busted. Who's got my Venmo? $20 is what I spent on alcohol tonight, y'all. Y'all think I deserve this? $20, Venmo, HARLANJI. Let's go. In addition to the money and time, hours. Yo, I watched 3/4 of a basketball game for the Timberwolves. They were spanking, and my rule is watch if they're less than 50%, less than 200% ahead, if the other team is losing by less than 50%. And they were, because it was like 105 to like 60 or something. So the other team could still spank them. There is an aspect of spiritual purity that is poisoned and makes self-defense physically and socially much harder. Dang. The physical being manifest. Am I saying things I don't usually say, y'all? But all right, here's where an exception goes, right? I can sober up here like as much as I want. I could be here for 4 more hours slapping. Look at this. We can slap until I can leave. So, entertainment. If you can slap until you can leave, all right, yeah, it's costing time, but it's making content. If we get the $20, we got our drinks paid. We got the water. Look at that. Am I lying? Let's see what the chat says. I've learned so much from you and your experience. It's exactly how workplaces that don't like you set you up. Dave John says, indeed. Oh, I would not even have said their name if I knew how common it was. But it was my first time. Like, that was my cherry poppin' event. But now I know. Dang, I don't even say anymore. But because I've said theirs, I gotta follow through. You feel? Man, they poked the bear, if anybody did any bear poking, because I'm a real souled individual living in the spirit of Jesus Christ. I felt hesitation from saying that because of that ingrained programming that alcohol is a sin. It is not a sin to drink alcohol. Yo, I got no dependence on me. If I had dependence, it would be so different. And if you feel judged, I'm so sorry. You know, like, everybody's on a growing process. So if it stops today, then there's no need to feel judged. Yo. And if it costs your friends money and they don't want to be your friends anymore, that sucks. Find another way to provide value to them quick besides buying alcohol from them, because, yo, if you're not exchanging money, you feel me? Just find some more in common. It's all good. But yeah, yo, if you got dependence, I'm not judging your past actions, but when I have dependence, it'll be different. Sugar Bear, grace and alcohol is not a sin at all. So I'm not going to live in fear like that. Dave John says, what names do bullies actually call me? Dave John, lawyery question. Let's chill. Let's drink some water. Sugar Bear says, just don't become an alcoholic. You got your grammar problem. It should have said, like, just your, Y-O-U-R, Dad. Thank you, sir. That's not casting judgment. Just trying to help you. You know, like, you got some hot chips. Pop the lid a little bit. Don't let the steam make the chips soggy. You feel me? Just pulled some chips out the fryer. They're in the bin. Don't seal it right away. Otherwise, they'll get soggy. That's not criticizing. That's just, you even know. You don't have feel. You know what I mean? Chillin'. Yeah. Nat Free says, red wine is Jesus approved. Yeah, buddy. Even if you don't drink, you can keep some for times of sacrament and celebration. Thank you for saying that, Nat Free. 100% right. Yes, the Bible does make a distinction between wine and hard. And indeed, tonight I had tequila. Oh, thank you. Yes, you actually did call me out, Nat Free. I had tequila, which is it's a hard spirit. So that is for the fools. You're right. I'll say, yeah. Explaining myself like a fool. I only had one kind of tequila throughout, and I made sure. I first had this specialty drink. It's like mixed in a bottle of soda with some seasoning and stuff. I'm not going to give too much detail. And then I just had tequila with soda and lime. And I said, please use the same kind of tequila to the bartender, so not mixing. And then the fourth one, it was, yeah, it was that and also grapefruit juice. So, yeah. That was not wine, but it was a single kind of local, but, yeah. Still not a sin, just the fool. Dave says, how did your brother pass? More lawyery questions. I'll say I don't have a clear answer on that one, which is true. Sugar Bear says constructive criticism is good. Yes, sir, it is. And I can even constructively criticize myself. Like I just realized through the help of somebody else that, yes, the fool, the hard spirit, it is different than the wine. For sure. I'd put beer on the level of wine. I don't know if it makes a difference. I think the Egyptians drank beer. But yeah, the hard spirit is for the fools. Will I stop drinking tequila? Nah. Probably not until the time when I stop drinking. Which, yeah, I can go years without drinking. That's fine. Goes together. Do you think your channel is more likely to grow faster if you open comments? They have impact on ranking, or do you know, or simply don't care? Don't. Of course, it would grow faster, but yeah, it's not the point. And a person can have more than one brand, and other brands may have comments on. And this is just a very controversial topic, and so comments require a lot more resources. Like, normally it would just be a bunch of positive, yeah. But this is like, yo, we did you bad, we feel guilty, and we need to try to kill you. And we're going to sign up for whatever. I'm not saying people are, but I'm not saying people aren't. It's not like a good vibes only channel. So, you know. Sugar says drunkenness is explicitly condemned as a sin. Ooh, you're right, Sugar Bear. Drunkenness indeed, indeed. I thought you were an open book, says Dave John. I don't know where that came from. Opening comments is not wise for someone this vulnerable. Yes, drunkenness is a sin. So, then it would come to, am I calling myself drunk and not actually drunk? You know what I'm saying? Like colloquialism, like I'm drunk, but I'm not like, what is like, where's the line for drunk? Am I forgetting? Am I falling over? Nah. Am I throwing up? Nah. Like, what's the line for drunk? Like, I'm calling myself drunk, which, yeah, actually that may be condemning myself. So thank you for calling that out. Yes, drunkenness is a sin. Am I drunk? Too drunk to operate a motor vehicle? Probably. But that's probably way before the line of like too drunk to get home by walking or taking. Could I carry a rickshaw home? Yes, sir. I mean, I could, look, I've got all this like unpacked. I'm chilling. So yeah, I'm probably not drunk actually. Tipsy is okay, I suppose. But does the Bible suppose? Because the Bible is authenticated. The Bible is like legit non-human. Like straight up, let me get this link out. Bible is written by non-humans. Engineer proves the Bible is written by non-human sources. Now, presentation-wise, there's a lot of videos on this topic. I've seen videos that this concurs with. So, like, I link this video because it checks out with what I've seen so far. Not because of anything necessarily in the video. Just because, like, I just saw it and it checks out from what I've watched, like, 2/3. I think the line's when people are hammered or bothering other people. Connor, yeah, I'm definitely bothering people on my channel. I have 600 plus videos, never any alcohol. So after 600 videos, I have one video with alcohol. Am I bothering people? I bother people in every video. And up until now. So if you're still with us and I'm bothering you, I mean, I'm sure you haven't watched all 600 videos, so there's something else you can go check out right now. Skip this one. Do you think it'll be more of the same in the next video? More of this or more of like what usually goes on? Come on. Chillin'. I'll Venmo you if you go out and bother people, says Dave John. Yeah. Let's get that GoPro. No. And what does bothering mean? Because there's also just approaching people, having fun, and they're not bothered at all. So I don't want to bother people. You know what I mean? It's like bother versus say what's up is the same as like tipsy to drunk. Drunk is a sin. Does the Bible say tipsy's okay? I would say Tipsy Homeless Guy. Let me edit this title. And I'll say OG title said drunk, but actually it's tipsy. Let's go. Title was originally drunk before 9:47 p.m. PT. Or I don't know how far into the stream we are. 1:35 into the stream. 1H35M into the stream. Bro, am I breaking the rules? Nah. I will Venmo instantly downloaded by the algorithm. I don't even know. I know algorithms and data structures hella good to the point where I built my own platform. So like, oh, the algorithm. Don't. 8 years ago, I was building my own. Like, we have Uspooge Daily built-in Clojure, y'all. Y'all like Clojure? I had a very good, very prominent Clojure author hella helping me out with money. Thank you, sir. I won't say your name. But thank you, sir. You know who you are. Galdi says, it feels like I'm losing it. No offense. All right, all right. So 600 videos. What do you feel like was there so strongly and is now being lost? Before I give you any kind of like timeout or anything, because losing it, what is it? Dave John says he's facing a hard time. All right, I don't like where this topic's going because I'm not going to comment on it. But I did just post the link to my book. You know what? Man, these vibes are not good. So, good vibes only. Timeout, 24 hours for both of y'all. See ya. And I hate that it deletes, but... Oh wait, he said something. You're too smart to be washing dishes, but I'm not too rich to be washing dishes. Thank you, sir. 24-hour timeout for the last thing, but thank you for the comment. I don't know how drunk is too drunk. I've met some people that are good and drink a lot. It says Connor Turk. Thank you, sir. Yes, me as well. Me as well. And I know this will offend people, but once I find out they have a family and they drink a lot, then my opinion, it doesn't go below 0, but it definitely becomes one of, I know you're blessed with all of this stuff, and I want to see you win. And I know it's going to be a thing where your wife wants you to win in the same way that I want you to win for your wife and kids. And so, if you have a fight with your wife, I'm probably going to take her side, but you're not going to tell me about it because we're not drinking buddies, because I almost never drink. And when I do drink, it is seriously, if I'm feeling sad or down, I'm working. I drink to have fun, concert, try something new places, experience life, beautiful days, And if you got a family, I'm not negative, it's just turn it around right now. Yes, sir, says Connor Turk. Everybody gotta repent, I guess. Yes. I mean, life is a growing process, and growing is, God knows that I ain't drinking too much. Maybe I'm chilling tonight. And just like I said, all those swear words in that video a few back, F, S, P, S, the George Carlin. Let's go. This is not... Yes, I said drunk, but not tipsy for sure. Not to get too meta, but I was thinking about a bargain of some shoes that were $14.95. I literally checked on it again next day, $17.95. The $34. Wild that happened. Oh, then 34, I guess. It was a good deal to a lot of people. But still, if God will provide and you want those shoes, pay $34. Whatever. It just means they're good and a lot of people wanted them. Or it is a dark synchronicity, one of those things I talk about a lot, where they know you're going to buy it, and so they make you think that by knowing you think, oh, it's going up in price, supply and demand, so much demand, so little supply left. Better get mine now. And God will provide it, unless it's not supposed to be for you. But if God says, the shoes, man, I got to get some new shoes. Putting that off. Look at that. They're all greasy. You think God wants his kids to be walking around in greasy shoes, man? Sugar Bear 1770. I agree that alcoholism, if you have a family, is passive abuse, which, yes, leads to neglect, verbal and even physical. Neglect, plain and simple. How many hours tonight was I at the bar? 2.5, 3. Chilling. Watching sports. I guess not 2.5, 3. No, because I was there for the sports. So yeah, like 2.5, 3 hours, chilling, talk with my coworkers, watching sports. The ones who are not on the clock. Yeah, maybe I talked the ear to the bartender a little bit, but like I knew he was, like when he had to work, he told me he had to, you know what I'm saying? Chilling. Andrew Lawrence, didn't I mute you for a day? You're back again? Is this like a third account or something? Come on, put in timeout. Yes, I know your name. If I know you in real life, you're not muting in real life. If you know what I'm saying, chillin'. Yeah, Free says, well, that's true in those respects. So yeah, Andrew Lawrence, quote unquote, allegedly. Probably, they have some invested interest in my non-success. I would guess one of my aunts, three of my 6 aunts, something like that. Let's all use this name. No, I don't know how tech literate they are, but they know secrecy. They know conspiracy. Oh my God, are you going to sue me for saying they know conspiracy? If you don't know what a conspiracy is, like, who are you? Like, do you live in the woods or something? Like, you don't know what, like, 3 people are? Have you heard you can eat bacon? Yeah, like... Nat Free, to thank you for helping me with good questions. If recommended you a good show from the 2010s. It's all about rodeo clown trying to find his way in the world. Cool. There's a show from the 2010s about a rodeo clown trying to find his way in the world. If you're in the chat, you can read the name. No offense, I'm just not saying it out loud. The name of the show. Cool. Yeah, when do I watch a show? I'm watching this stuff like that link I sent about whatever. Man, I hate that these messages get deleted, y'all. Sorry. I'm not a good secret keeper because, all things should be in the open. But yeah, just the name of the show, it's not a secret. You'll find it if you type that in, and they did their marketing right. They just didn't pay me to market, and I know I've said the names of things in the past, but people can repent. They can stop and change direction. I've stopped and not drank for years. Like years on the street at the beginning. I even made that video, my relationship with alcohol, before I was homeless. Knowing that, yeah, once you become homeless, people are going to say, oh man, all you do is drink. You drink too much. You're wasting money. It's exactly like if you go to the Nomad, Nomad Push legit YouTube channel, I feel. No relation, nothing, just... Anyway, he got like super in his head about this comment saying, oh, we gave you all this money for van life and now you're like renting RVs and trying this stuff. Yeah, there's always going to be that commenter who like gets in your head. Like they know what to say. But you see them, you feel them. Everyone knows. Everyone's like, yo, chillin'. The Pharisees. The Muffin Man, I think you are a Steve Jobs of homeless people. I'm just like, what aspect of Steve Jobs are you feeling? Connor Turk, I don't know much about the coding computers, but I hope the tech business does good. I just feel like it's the business that I can build a legacy on. And if I can't, I'm making a bunch of my own tools and stuff. And they're not all given away for free right now. But yeah, like once I'm not homeless, I got to kind of hold them hostage, which is not fun. I'd rather just put them open source. But I got to keep some assets, and I think it's worth about $9 million in 2022, and I've only kept it building. Someone said, why don't you keep making your apps earlier in the stream? I said, I'm still making my products, which my apps are part of. So yeah, like my apps are as far as I want to take them until I get some money, and I'll get some money by finding markets to sell products to, and those products will be made up of my apps. Here's my self-actualization thing I keep referring to. This was at my average for homelessness, and I think I put one for before where it was like mostly green except the left side, and that was a leading indicator of what was to come because my social network would collapse because I wasn't even bullied or anything. I only had one brother, so I was not bullied. I might have bullied him. That's what happens. That's the natural order. It doesn't mean I'm going to HE double hockey sticks. It just means nobody could hold me accountable because my dad was at the bar. My mom was being a mom and then drinking beer. And my dad was nowhere to be seen after we turned 6 or 7. That's when we need our dads to teach us these things, to maintain our health. Dad never taught me how to shave. I waited and waited. Dad never gave me the birds and the bees. I waited and waited. The neighbors told me about it. I waited and waited. Family, lol. Crafts, okay, I got a little bit of that. Feel me? What's up, 10 concurrent viewers? How you doing? My normal rate is $3,000 for one day. What do you want to talk about? Drawing is a top level thing. It's more than just writing. I'm going to introduce y'all to a drawing I just made. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second because there's proprietary stuff that may be showing up above the board. Let me just get into the drawing. Yeah, I'm not perfect about information security, but I think I have a pretty good record so far on this stream. Am I wrong? I'm sure I've leaked a thing or two. But of how many? It's like I have 600 videos. Okay, I get on here tipsy for one video. That's less than 1%. There's my drawing. I drew this in about, like, it must have been 3 minutes or 4. It was so quick. Just, it's really basic, but it's also in my style. It used like duplication and just basic, and it can be enhanced. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick. But when I do Urban Camping Pro book, this is the style it'll be basically. Like you saw actually in the, see, it's pretty similar to whatever I had open here, this Maslow thing. Just basic Inkscape open source drawing program. So it's more than basic, it's more basic than writing because we had like cave drawings before, right? So much of the writing section could go here and refer back. Meta. There's paper and electric drawing. This is obviously electric that I do. Illustration can be done on paper or digitally. Digital illustration requires, similar to email, yes, except you don't have to be online. You can write an email offline. You can't send it. It may also require shades so that the screen is more visible than normal conditions, right? So in Lizardland, sometimes we have shade. I did this illustration in Lizardland, indeed. So this is the washroom kit. I was thinking Starbucks could do this, and then some linen supply company could just like come and grab the basket real quick. Could just be a regular milk crate. They're about 15 bucks. Towels, how much do these cost? $1 a piece. So then there's never a mess at Starbucks again. Homeless people can just come in. And it's for customers only, by the way. So they're homeless customers, right? They buy a coffee. Now they can go to the bathroom. They can wash their face, even while they wait for their Americano or whatever to be made. Lord knows if you don't order on mobile, it takes a minute. So there's homeless people washing their face while the mobile orders are made. And the homeless people are waiting and waiting for minutes and minutes and minutes. Am I wrong? They're sitting in the lobby. You got a row of 4 bathrooms. Oh my goodness. Am I wrong? Is this BS? And then you just got a linen supply company. And then maybe you got like a local cleaning company too. Seriously, they clean this whole place in 20 minutes. How long does it take this one little bathroom? 4 of these little bathrooms. 20 minutes? Nah. 5. Nah, like 8 minutes. 2 minutes per bathroom. I swear I could point, because I wash the bathroom 3 days a week. Seriously, y'all. Homeless Starbucks barista tension problems 100% erased for a few dollars. Come on, people. If we're not in the little season, I don't know where we are. Is this not satanic that this is not already done? Come on, people. Nobody else has anything to say? All 9 of y'all? What are you doing? Taking screenshots? Professional. Urban camping. Key question, what is the cost? The cost is not much. Boom, popping off the edge of the page. Bam, send that to all y'all, boss. Boom, screenshot. All right, you're going to make me find a new topic. Someone asked about my shirt. That's the one. Drawing is before writing because it was the precursor to writing. People who can read this book may not necessarily be able to write, but they can draw pictures, whatever language or literacy level. You can draw like a stick figure. If you think you can't, you can. Writing has been an essential part of civic life since the time of the scribes. The signatures on contracts to bookkeeping, from signatures on contracts to bookkeeping, to communication, to poetry and informal material. The pen is mightier than the what? That thing that Jesus brought, the sword. We transition from the industrial age into the information age. As we transition from the industrial age into the information age, the ride is sure to be bumpy. Oh yes, that rickshaw of life. As old paradigms, typo. As old, oh no, maybe not. The ride is sure to be as old paradigms, is sure to be bumpy as old paradigms, as crushed and old verticals transform to accommodate a wider vocabulary and wider and deeper spiritual literacy of an evolving population. Is that word salad? If you ever saw it. As we transition from the industrial age into the information age, the ride is sure to be bumpy, comma, as old paradigms are crushed and verticals transform to accommodate a wider vocabulary and wider and deeper spiritual literacy of an evolving population. We did it. Writing can be done on paper or with IT. There are various sizes and purposed paper, and care must be taken to properly manage them, including storage and disposal, possibly with the option to scan into IT. And the need for inventory. Where is that paper? What is this pile? How can I make space? Concepts, from computer science can be applied here. Oh yes. What is this pile? Oh yes. Writing requires a space that has been acclimated to. You know when I wrote this? And what am I still saying, y'all? Writing requires a space that has been acclimated to. You know how much alcohol I wrote before I wrote this? 0 for years. Let's go. But now. Writing requires a space that has been acclimated to, like here. Hence my doing this stream like a weirdo. Meaning that it can't really be expected in the first 21 days of homelessness. I think that should be legal. Or until the succession of needs and habits has been met consistently enough to satisfy the habit in a sustainable capacity. Yes, the habit of shaving every day, of brushing your teeth. Can you do that every day for 21 days, my friend? If you cannot, if you have not been able to, bro, you're basically, I'm going to stop there, but there's legal stuff, you feel me? For example, writing for 1 hour per day in a space that's known to be safe and available is doable, but doing so at a random park with chaotic surroundings is not. Y'all remember my videos where I'm like looking around outside. Do I seem to be too out of peace here? No, I'm chilling. But it's 10 p.m. at night. It's not 10 a.m. when there's like corporate people around getting their coffee. That's so different. This is like if I had my own room. I'm just chilling, being as loud as I want. You feel me? A house like this would be like $1,500 a month here. My last apartment in San Francisco that was 350 square feet, which was big enough, $1,850 a month. It would be way cheaper here for that same place. Oh my God, 300 square foot house. Can't get less than like 500. Maybe I'm wrong, but like 500 square foot house. Studio house, come on. Like I'm talking a cottage, like one room. That's fine. Yeah, so at night, yeah, chilling. But also, I'm going to be mopping at 7 in the morning, which is, barely 8 hours from now. For example, writing for 1 hour per day in a space that is known to be safe and available is doable, but doing so at a random park with chaotic surroundings is not. It may be possible to catch inspiration there. This is before I had the creative and executive dichotomy. So, see, it's just like different words for the same stuff. It may be possible to catch inspiration there, and that kind of serendipity requires fast access. This document, for example, took 5 minutes to open up in a totally controlled and peaceful setting with secure power, clean laundry, empty bowels, etc. And I forgot a period there. That's okay, but I see it now. Remember how you need to get in the groove, in quotes, to write in university. See, that's just another thing. Get in the groove. Well, beyond the easily attacked emotional state, yes, it was possible to write while having moods. If enough of the rest of the needs were met sufficiently, like I'm in college, I'm in a dorm, I'm having a mood, I can still write. You get it? On the street, maybe not. But also, having moods is like a thing that was left in college in a lot of ways. If I determine a reasonable path of correcting bad behavior, that's not having a mood. That is, I figured something out. Let's go. I went through that myself to be an engineer and have devised a taxonomy to quantify these needs and the capabilities that are available when a given set are met. So that's basically that upside down triangle that I was talking about. Yeah, see, Maslow's triangle, myself toward the end of high school. Yeah, like that. We've covered the bottom layer. Next, we'll go deeper. Some writing is best done in private, not having surveillance cameras around. That's one thing about this space. Like, even if I'm not live streaming, these people still have private video of me, which is even worse. Like, I'd rather live stream than have these people have private video of me. Because at least then there's multiple people who see the video, not just one. Creating a monopoly, right? Monopoly creates bad behavior. That was sidebar, not in the book. Editing. So in case, the last thing that was in the book was in some cases, a privacy screen is not enough. So editing as distinct from writing requires more resources such as a larger screen. So let's go. So if I could quit my job tomorrow, it wouldn't even matter that I'm staying up late. And all I need to do that is some recurring income of $2,000 a month. But this is the internet, right? That can happen in 5 minutes. So implying that more electricity is needed. Yeah, I got a hardwire connection. Depending on the location, electricity can be ample or scarce, typo, and there may be gates to pass through for its use, such as entering a cafe and abiding by the rules of Rome. Homeless people are crap. You're homeless. You're crap. You can abide by those rules or you can go. Doesn't matter to us. You'll be back because we have a monopoly on something you need. Or tapping into a streetlight in an area with weak police protection. Yeah, people have seen those infamous San Francisco. There's one picture at least of homeless people tapped into light poles or something. Oh my gosh, the outrage. I'm going to take them over a tort. Weak police protection or lack of enforcement, such as blue-collar neighborhoods in SF. Yeah, if you're in an SF, I don't know. I guess I always found the good parts because I was chilling. I never had any problems. Editing within a paragraph. I mean, I stepped over homeless people when I first got there, and I was like, why don't you pull yourself up by the bootstraps? And I'm like, yo, foreshadowing. This isn't my karma for that, but that was definitely foreshadowing. Lack of empathy for those people who are now me. Editing within a paragraph, editing the paragraphs within a section, and organizing a book into sections are each levels of editing. Adding in supporting evidence and references is another layer that requires previewing materials as a reader would experience it. Yes, so when I watch this video later, I can be like, I'm a reader now. What do I want in here? Pictures of the upside down triangle, whatever. Editing within a paragraph may be possible in a low power environment, but not the higher orders of editing. You heard? What's a higher order? Exchanging emails with inline quotations may seem simple to most, but requires screen real estate enough to edit at the paragraph levels. Boom, building up the atomic units of what can we do? I remember when I was building Carputer, I was writing this book and I was thinking about what I can do with it. I had 720 wide by 480 tall, or 800 wide by 500 tall. Pretty small. And I was just writing this, not editing so much. And then I pulled out the bigger screen. Boom, I could edit if I had the environment. And so I got used to going to a motel or hotel, whatever was cheap, every week on the same day. Established a schedule. Boom. Order. Mental disorder. Put it in order then. Take some accountability, you bum. Yeah, I'm trying to put it in order. Like, I'm setting up my work so that I have a consistent schedule, setting up my day off, I'm setting up my meals, setting up my water, as many variables controlled as possible. So letters of intent should be a single page and answer key questions about a presence in a given location. Oh yeah, this was an interesting idea. So you're right now I've been in this city for about a year and a half. But when I got here, maybe I would have had this letter of intent saying, why am I here? I'm here to find some work because I was working in a small town 30 miles away. I had to leave that job. And now I'm looking for work in this town. That's why I'm here. Within not too long, I had work in this town. Did I hold to what this idea of the letter of intent would have been? Yeah. Right? So you're traveling. Why are you in a place? It's like Nomad Push. The cops went to him. Well, I referred to this YouTube channel, Nomad Push. Respectable guy, I think. I don't know him personally, but yeah. So the cops stopped him in his tent. Hey, man, why are you here? What are you doing? I think they asked him for his identity, whatever. That's sort of the letter of intent. I'm traveling through. Okay, you seem fine. Have a good night. Right? Just because you're homeless doesn't mean you're a criminal. You got your stuff. You go through. It answers key questions about presence. And Nomad Push, I don't think drinks alcohol. A+. I don't drink alcohol for 600 videos. Not at all for years and years. Not an A+, maybe an A-. Not even a B+, better than a B+. Still in the A's, I would put myself as. Not an A+, that's okay. They say C's get degrees. I'm way, way, way better than a C. Let's go. Single page, answer key questions about presence at a given location which could be home or a foreign place for indefinite or bounded time. This letter of intent from my visit to Minneapolis is an example. I did write one and put it on my website. Perhaps not the best, but it is the first one that I wrote and includes a brief explanation of what a LOI is and why it would be used. Homeless, in particular, are vulnerable to malicious parties, painting false narratives about their behavior. Need I say more? Journaling may be a wellness activity based on writing without editing, although keeping a proper system of record is a topic all on its own. Security, transportation, etc. That's sort of the homeless data project that I've talked about on this channel a few times, and just my daily driver apps, sovereign IT stuff. Yes, that's my stuff. Should one have to apologize for saying this is my stuff that covers relevant details of what we're talking about? Oh, how relevant. I hear you, arguer. And to the person who, I think I might have muted the person who said there was a correction about doubting Thomas's, and I might be mistaken. Even though I muted you and the messages got deleted. Yeah, I'm sorry for saying that without confirmation. We'll figure out the truth of that. Let's Let's go to the live stream. Any chats? No more chats, but we still got people on. Physical therapy. Oh, yeah. I've mentioned this. Low-income jobs are often physical and have low-grade or no health insurance. Certain exercises can be done to ail the self following certain principles, similar to washing. Many things follows. Wash, rinse, sanitize. Covers and fluids need disposal. Bodies have similar set of axioms and logic. It's desirable to do this in privacy, yes. Not where there's cameras filming you. Motels are good times, or in the morning or at night. During the day, may be warmer, but the hand can be warmed up by massaging it in the sleeping bag, or whatever body parts. A regular or recurring schedule may be required, which may help in requesting assistance. I guess that would be like a therapist who knows that they have an opening this or that day of the week, and you're like, yeah, this or that day of the week is good for me. So yeah, recovery, sleep, injuries, nothing written yet. Work, all must labor for 6 days per week and rest on the 7th according to God. I'm bad because I don't always rest on the 7th. I keep going many, many weeks. In the last year and a half or two. But also Jesus worked on Sabbath days too. And other commandments were broken at other places. When you're in Christ, sometimes that happens. What we do for work varies, and indeed, even a tax collector can be blessed, right? Even a tax collector can be blessed. Name a less wrong job than being a tax collector. And they can be blessed. We are on the earth, but not of it. And I've been talking about this, y'all. And so we must, in some small way, pay our taxes to the God of the world without worshiping him or it. The most remote property has property tax, and thus all must do something to generate current. The stereotype of people working their lives to retirement and then dying is true. There is no concept of retirement within the Bible. Probably scriptures overall, I don't know. Indeed, the nature of work can change as one ages, but we must always be serving others. I can only serve in a limited capacity. You think I don't know this? Oh my God, why am I not doing all this crazy high production stuff? Blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, turn your comments on. Yeah, 1,000 other criticisms you can come up with about how I'm not serving others while overlooking the ways that I am. Come on, people. A priest who lives based on donations can easily justify using a portion. And the need for donations in general based on the need for property tax can easily justify using. And the need for donations so I mean, they need donations if for nothing else than to pay property tax if they have their own place. Oh, church is tax free. Does the pastor live on the church? Maybe sometimes. But if he really wants to be free and not homeless, then he should also have a little bit of his own land, I think. Anyway, I'm going to stop on that one for a sec. Oh my gosh, it means you're wrong. Let me just keep going with the reading. As much of a... maybe I answer my own question too. As much of a shepherd as one may be, Having more possessions, I think I meant than one can carry is required, even for a teacher of God's word, and thus at least a storage unit or small property with tax is required. Okay, so you don't have a property with tax, but you have a storage unit. I mean, okay. And if not, still travel itself costs money, as does food in our world built by capital F farmers. So I thought of the word auto rickshaw. So a rickshaw is like a trailer that a person can carry. I sleep in the back of a Honda Civic, which is pretty much rickshaw sized, except it has a motor on the front that carries it front wheel drive. So I call it an auto rickshaw. It's the size of a rickshaw, except it has a motor. So, okay. I could easily get like a big wagon and carry it around in a sense. But then can I sleep in the wagon? It's not a rickshaw quite at that point. I don't know if people did sleep in rickshaws, but it seems like it's like shelter. You could at least like hang a blanket over or something. Anyway. Yeah, auto rickshaw. So, storage unit or small, and if not, still travel itself costs money, as does food in our world built by farmers. And I probably say so. I'll just keep going. But calories cost food, basically. And if you travel, it costs more calories. Isn't retirement justified if one saves enough funds to survive the remainder of their life? Think about the storehouse. Perhaps a year or 3 of provisions may be reasonably saved and protected by God, but excess is subject to destruction or theft. Indeed, 666 equals excess. So in conclusion, everyone must work in some capacity, and thus everything required to work can be justified and is protected by God for the righteous. Right? So where's retirement in that? What about movies where the good guy dies, such as Antitrust, where the open source guy is spied on and killed with his work stolen? And oh yeah, so this is an interesting, we'll move on to that in a second. Movies. I don't watch movies like they're all inverted, like, or TV. I watch documentaries on YouTube in the background, whatever. So yeah, what about retirement? What about retirement? Inverted. Can't do it. You're going to die within a very short period of time. If you think you can just, I'm going to go on cruises, I'm going to finally build that bar in the basement, gonna, everything but do things for other people, because Lord knows I've done enough. Now it's me time. Nah, you're dead. Bye-bye. Seven people watching. Not many people saying anything in chat. Seems like maybe chat's frozen. Welcome to live chat. No? Well, if you've said anything in chat in the last 40 minutes, I haven't seen it. Allegedly, nothing's come through. Man, imagine if Homeless Guy had just made 600 videos instead of making his like 650th video being tipsy. Imagine how far he could be if he just didn't chase pleasure that one time. Didn't just, Come on, guys. That is just the doubter, if there ever was one. All right, all right. Talking in Circles by reading my own book. Let's go. That's a really interesting accusation. Oh, you're talking in circles by being consistent and having 600 videos where I've talked about basically everything. You can point to this one video where I said, "Oh, see, look, you're still talking about it." 400 videos ago. Come on, people, try harder. You don't really have to take context into account because most people don't even look for that information. They're just like, "Oh my gosh, he's right. Here's 2 clips. Dang." Like 1% of people are like, "Oh wait, he's got like 600 videos." My God, he keeps saying he has 600 videos. Quit talking in loops, brother. Quit talking in loops. Are we brothers? I don't know. Anyway. All right, so the next part. What about movies where the good guy dies? This is a whole new topic. But I didn't even make a new paragraph. That's how little respect I gave it. The open source guy is spied on and killed with his work stolen and given workers of the competing corporation, ? What? So let me just keep reading for a sec. A, we don't know what he did off screen that would have allowed that, right? Because God allows everything. And B, the corporation, despite any evil, was in a better position to proliferate that work. Ooh, I forget about condition B a lot. And I don't know if I even read this anywhere. I think this is just like through me from God. Thank you so much if that's the case. The corporation, despite any evil, was in a better position to proliferate that work in a way that would work out for the good of humans. Ultimately, Lucifer is a creation of God and will be destroyed, but given free will and karma, the play must play out. See, woo, that's a good one, man. So, sometimes the devil wins because God lets the devil win. So I was thinking about Freemasonry and secret societies when I wrote this part. So, can the Illuminati kill me and steal my work and proliferate it for one of their puppets in their name? If for some reason, if I weaken myself too much for too long, if I fall out of grace, if these, as a viewer suggested, if this drinking and stopping my work for tonight, and is this stopping my work at all, or am I just experimenting on the tech and media brand? You see, or is that just rationalization, right? Whether it is or isn't, and whether it's evil, which drinking is not a sin, being drunk, sure. Thank you, reader, for pointing out the difference. So I'm being tipsy. Is this being worse than being a Freemason who can take my work and proliferate it far and wide? Or am I just doing something on my channel, not really hurting anybody, chilling, costing some of my own time? It's a cost. Maybe it's an investment through some lens, trying different things on my experimental tech and media brand. 1 video and 600 in some. I'm tipsy. It's not even a pattern of behavior until it's 2 videos. Right? So sometimes God lets, the yin and yang play itself out, maybe even within the author of the work. I'm just making that part up. I think I made that whole section B up just while I was thinking, or it was given to me. It's mine to use for now. Ultimately, Lucifer is a creation of God and will be destroyed, but given free will and karma, the play must play out. See the appendix about finding work for concrete suggestions. What's that you say? Your book has a section on finding work that you, what, didn't read before you, what, told me get a second job? Who is negligent? Who is wrong? If one of us must be right or wrong, come on, people. See the appendix about finding work for concrete suggestions. Who here has done that? When did I publish this? 2022-0516. Y'all, we're talking over 3 years ago. Y'all, come on. What are you saying to me in the chat? What's up, Azimuth? The Departed, Leonardo DiCaprio is the good guy. He dies. Say in the movie called The Departed. I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it. The good guy dies. Oh, yeah. So, on that, though, we don't know what he did off screen that would have allowed that. Exact same thing applies to the movie The Departed, to every movie where the good guy dies. And everybody dies. They pass away out of the physical timeline. We don't know what the good guy did off screen. Oh, does that mean that the viewers of this channel don't know what Harlan did off screen? Si, senors, senoritas, si, y'all don't even know. But there's no particular emphasis on any character of any movie, because only God and that character know. Nobody is excused. But my pee-pee will be evacuated. BRB. Yo. You see the doubters? You see the doubters? Oh, alcohol, blah, blah. How many books have you written, bro? Are you reading your own books on your own live stream? Oh, you're wasting your... What are you doing? Where's your book? Come on, people. Use your head. Use your head. It's not a sin to not use your head. Just change. Maximilian UNO, hope all is well. Harlan, you're the toughest out there. Yo, not trying to compare. There's some tough people out here, but I am tough. And there's a lot of tough people. Thank you, sir. Connor Turk, you said earlier about the devil being connected to excess. I think that goes with pleasure. If we are pulled into the habit by pleasure, it becomes sinful. That is why they say fasting is so good. Si, senor, Connor Turk. Yes, sir. Yes. Don't be pulled into it too much. Except for that water. But no, KDWB where I grew up, even too much water will kill you, because there was this competition called like We for We. You can look this up. And all you had to do was hold in your pee-pee and you got a wee. And then someone died from... That's not really excess, I guess. I was thinking drank too much water, but nah, maybe I'm mistaken there. My bad. But it's a funny story. Hope you were entertained. Yeah, fasting is great. And in a lot of ways, my veganism can be seen as fasting. Daniel diet, Daniel fast. Because, all right, in my apartment right before I was on my way, when I was on my way out, I was thinking about, I was having lots of life changes too that caused me to quit my last 2 tech jobs. Contrary to what many think, oh, you got kicked out of tech. Nah, I quit my last couple jobs because I could not just, sell my soul in large chunks at a time. Every job, J-O-B, just over broke, is selling your soul in small chunks at a time. So I'm trying to get out of it as fast as possible. The chunks that I'm selling now, are they smaller than when I was in tech? Actually, no. So I'd rather just make 10 times more money for selling the same chunks of my soul. But if only I had known while I was still making 10 times more money, I might have just shut up and built my own business on the side a little faster. Nah. That door closed. Chilling now. 90% less money. All right, whatever. Yeah, I lost my train of thought where I said, nah, I quit tech to do something. My soul is not lost. Chunks are still being sold off, unfortunately. But that's not a good thing. It's not a noble thing. You shouldn't be like, I'm selling bigger chunks of my soul. You deserve to sell chunks of your soul, you sinner. Nah, bro. Nobody should be selling chunks of their soul. I'm gonna go get some food. It'll be just like 2 minutes. Y'all, I see ya. I see ya. This thing's still going? Chilling? Yeah. All right. What's your favorite kind of chips? I got a napkin already. Yeah, baby. Yo. Who's got some good public domain music we can listen to without getting any kind of copyright issues? Don't troll me on this. Come on. Public domain music. Byte pair encoding. I learned this. This is what LLMs use to encode their words. Very similar to what a zip file would do, where you just go in and you make all the AAs be this, all the ABs be this. Public domain. It's a huge risk to play this music, isn't it? But no, for sure. I guess y'all will just have to find your own music. But yeah, that's a major flaw in movies where the good guy dies, is you don't know what they did off screen that would have allowed that, because God allows everything or denies it. So let's see this appendix about finding work then. And I've got a whole illustration about this for my situation, which I don't know if this section and that are connected or not. Appendix. Employment opportunities is probably what I'm referring to. Dang. First word, survival sex. That's a rabbit hole I went down. If you're a woman, or good Lord, God help. Sex workers believe that there are situations where there is no other option. I use the word believe. I'm pretty intentional with my words. Do I need to say that? Day worker. No qualifications needed, like gig labor without need for phone. Gig labor. Download an app and do work that one is notified of. That's kind of the modern idea where you have the app, but also there was like Craigslist back in the, I mean, it's still going, Craigslist gig section. Entry level service, walk into a location, ask for a hiring manager and apply. Blue collar, small business, similar to entry level, often one has a connection to the owner. Do I seem crazy or off base when I'm talking about this here? Does it seem like a pretty like nothing to something progression here. Like, come on, guys. Did you even read my book? That's what I'm reading right now. Because I guess I gotta read it for you. Come on, guys. Blue collar small business, similar to entry level. One often has a connection to the owner. Corporate office. Contact a recruiter and get the resume into shape. External or internal recruiter. External is where the company hires a recruiting firm and they'll represent multiple companies. Internal is where the recruiter just represents them. The reward structure may be different, and so you may prefer one or the other or not. Academia, I might go to grad school or get another bachelor's, actually. In a relevant field, of course. Why would I get... No, I won't say, but you might be able to guess the graduate, not the... obviously graduate would be what my undergraduate was in. Computer science. The other one would be something else. And there's even a third one that I could do, but I need to work on some professional field, some professional entry criteria, basically. For that, not so with the other one. Perhaps all three could be gotten in life. Financial aid or work opportunities can help you pay for academia. And I don't know if I meant to indent this or not, but I don't think so. It feels like mental squander, and to a person who is naturally productive, it feels like missed opportunity. When homeless and without income, people are also critical of how time is spent, so it can feel isolating to be unable to interact with people naturally and while in violation of the social contract. So, are we not seeing examples of this all night today? And like when I talk about, my sink situation or something, people just want to talk about, why aren't you trying to get into an apartment? I'm like, because I have to save money, and I'm not saving money because all I hear is excuses from you. I need long johns. I need a place where I can have a conversation. If that's an excuse, okay, yeah, it sounds like it. I get it. Okay, but it's not. When homeless and without income, yeah. During so-called worker shortages, it can appear to... Man, remember that? How long ago was this worker shortages thing? That didn't check out at all, did it? There was never a worker shortage, was there? It can appear to others as though one is choosing to not work. Is that still a thing, worker shortages? Or is it just companies are paying not even enough? Because nobody's living on like stimulus checks or anything anymore. Nobody ever lived on stimulus checks. Stimulus checks were like a couple $1,000. Come on, guys. Use your heads. Where is your head at? It can appear to others as though one is choosing to not work. When the weather is just right and one has access to... I might have been changing ideas here. When the weather is just right and one has access to a shower and with proper clothing, then they can seek work. Oh yeah, I'm saying homeless people can seem like people alleged to be the worker shortage people. Yeah, there's a worker shortage because homeless people refuse to work. Or maybe they just don't have a shower all the time. And they know that they can't go through an interview without a shower. Come on, that's not refusing to work. When that's not the case, one cannot present themselves well and will find it harder to get work and make so-called choose to not seek it. I think I meant may instead of make. And may so-called choose to not seek it. I mean, it's a choice, not a decision, which is a few-month-old distinction to me. So they have a couple choices, and they've chosen to not seek work. That's Pepsi or Coke. But a decision is thinking about, what should I be doing? Should I be drinking pop or soda at all? Or should I be drinking water? Right? But you have a fountain and it doesn't have water as a choice. That's choice. Decision is nobody's deciding to be homeless. But given 2 or 3 choices that are all homeless, I've got 3 different ways I can be homeless. Which choice do I want to make? Do I want to be in a car? Do I want to be in a tent? I'm homeless no matter what I choose. Which choice gives me the best possibility of getting out of here? Probably the one that gives me the most of my needs met, like having a place out of the shelter and out of the rain and bugs and stuff. The auto rickshaw. That's probably a good homeless choice. It's not my decision to be homeless. If I had my decision, I'd have a house with a garage that I put my now auto rickshaw in, my little auto rickshaw house beside my house. That would be my decision. Oh, well then, do the work, buddy. Yeah, let's keep reading my book. Let's talk about my degree. Let's talk about my apps that are out. Let's talk about my 5+ $100,000 a year jobs, freelancing. Where did I fly off the rails? I didn't. I got politically canceled. I didn't have a support system. And once I don't have a support system and I'm on the street, now I'm trying to get off the street. Do or do not, there is no try. Now I am getting off the street. Homeless war room didn't work. Tipsy Homeless Guy, $0 in tips. Probably make a fool of myself for what? It says more about y'all than it says about me. Yeah, not everybody has a few dollars to spare. Y'all are on my channel. If you don't have dollars, you got good vibes. You don't have good vibes or dollars, bye-bye, right? I don't delete the messages, by the way, for Skull and Back. Let's keep going with the book then. So-called worker shortages. Right, so choices versus decisions. Indeed, a homeless person has a limited radius of travel constrained by budget and geography, and cannot show up to the same places to apply more than once in a short period. This should perhaps go into another section related to homelessness or socializing in the homeless-specific work. The time of day can play a major role in temperature. Long days will give more working hours. Like right now, we're going into the longer days. But there may also be a longer gap of heat and direct sunlight in the middle of the day. This may be a good for charging batteries, from the drive alternator and running errands, but cause some confusion during transition periods like spring and fall, where day length can change by around a minute per day. If doing professional, like days are getting longer and shorter, it might take you 2 weeks to realize it. If doing professional work, it's good to start early in the morning and wrap it up by the peak of the day's heat, like 1 p.m. The heat will linger for some time, like until like 8 or 9 p.m. Sitting in lingering heat can cause excess wear to electronics. True, forgot about that. Just the oil, like the oil on your skin with the plastic, somehow it smooths it out. Might even be getting microplastics. Sitting in lingering heat can cause excess wear to electronics, consumes more battery due to inefficiencies from thermal properties, like it has to run the fan. And why does it need to even stay cool? Because like as it heats up, the transmission of electrons or whatever, however electricity works, gets less efficient. I'm just picturing how that would be the case. Anyway, one need not feel like people like them for security to realize that they need to be liked in order to be employed. Boom. This is way before I was talking about likability. I already knew. Dang, this is the very end of the book. That's crazy. How can they become likable when nobody likes them and they're isolated? I could sign off the stream right now and that would be a wrap. Ha ha ha. How can they become likable when nobody likes them and they're isolated? A quote from my own book, y'all. From my book. Thank you, God, for helping me write this. A quote from the homeless guy's own book, y'all. Y'all got time with me? You ain't even asking questions. Are you, man, I hope you're just laying in bed. How can they become likable when nobody likes them and they're isolated? Me in my book. The megalomaniac? Nah. Let's go. Urban Camping Pro. I'm going to be a jerk and not give the whole PDF link. I'll just give this tagged release so they can know what they're going to download. Is that really being a jerk? Nah. All right, what else does my book talk about? Because I think we started somewhere down in luxuries. We didn't even go through the basics yet. Luxuries started with electricity. The basics were all the things before that, like how to brush your teeth. See, we skipped all the boring stuff, but that's like all the stuff that really matters. And then at some point, the luxuries were invented. Yo, we connect to science and law up in this book. We talk about habits. We quantify processes and establish bounds in this book, y'all. We look at behavior incentives, expected behavior in a civilized society. We look at context. We look at Maslow's. We look at the public face of government. We implement processes. Make a glossary. We think about corporate trainings and all the glossaries, behaviors, expectations. Why do we do it? To inform operations. Like what I was talking about, y'all, with the drawing, the washroom kit, right? We're talking about operations. We ain't making this up, y'all. I drew this yesterday in the woods. And here it is. The bathroom parasite is solved. Because we know that Starbucks is not optimized for the person who walks in to buy an Americano. They optimize for the mobile order, which means the homeless people who walk in are waiting for a while anyway, right? So we build 4 bathrooms. We got this little kit that costs a few dollars to take care of. Right, the cost of the linen service and the staff position mappings, no problem, right? Who lets in the linen service? Your staff has to do that. Linen service does the rest. Fine, still takes a few minutes. Got words on everything so we know what it's called, so we can talk about it in a domain-specific way. Y'all. Are we faking? For computer science, we got processes and methods. We develop solutions to extend bounds in operations. We bend the physics of H. Is that Harlan or homelessness? You tell me. Homelessness for sure. Monastic living elevates the mind. That's what we're talking about, fasting and stuff. Monastic living. Yo, you know that some monasteries make beer and sell the beer? You know that? Chillin'. Doesn't mean I get tipsy every day. Nah, quite the contrary, y'all. Come on. This book is a legend. Nobody's even like, what's going on? Where's its status? Oh, you gotta finish it. Yes, I do. I'm refraining from starting number 2. I've got no reason to not finish it. Oh, but you're doing this live stream instead of finishing it. Si, senors. You could just do this every day. Every night you just work on your book till it's done. Si. I could. Yes. This is a new option. It's like, how long have I been comfortable in this space?
The biggest problem is just I'm usually long in bed by now. And I'm going to be regretting this tomorrow. Right, remember the homeless war room? We went until like 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something. And I went to work the next day. Well, 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. isn't 11 p.m. like it is now. True. True. I'm going to take a detour and we're going to go to rickshaws. I take it for granted that y'all know what a rickshaw is. I don't think you do, but I'm just not thinking about it too much. Hence, I'm showing you. Images of a rickshaw. That's a broad meaning of rickshaw. Surprising, I'm thinking kind of like that. Dang, these are like nothing like what I'm thinking about. More like that. Hand pulled rickshaw. Yeah, like that. So my Civic is kind of like auto rickshaw. Those look pretty hard to pull, eh?
All right. Well, we're a little over 3 hours in, and people are just hella not saying too much despite being viewing. So, I think I've directed this for long enough. If you got any questions, you'd all know what to do. So, be well.